Hey, how you doing? My name is Bradley Miller with the Crandall Fire Department. Today we're going to discuss a few things about the Crandall Fire Department and where we stand at today. So the Crandall Fire Department years ago operated fully 100% in the capacity of a volunteer fire department. But now we operate completely as a part-time department. We have multiple employees that work for different agencies around. So we're all full-time employees with different agencies such as Dallas Fire Department, Plano Fire Department, Fate, Arlington Fire Department, all the way to Forney, Seagoville Fire Department close by. So we are all hourly employees with the Crandall Fire Department, and we respond. Our jurisdiction is quite big. We have a big response area that responds all the way up to Highway 20 for the Heartland area and anything south and east in the county in the Emergency Services District. The amazing capabilities of this fire department go far and wide. As far as emergency services care can be provided, we are now fully staffed at the EMT basic level with all of our staff members that report for duty every day. We operate with 5 firefighters every day in the Crandall Fire Department, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. And one of the biggest achievements that we're currently pushing for is the upgrade of our emergency services capability to advanced life support, meaning now we can utilize our 14 paramedics that we have on duty to utilize their skills that they've been trained in by the state of Texas to provide better care to all of our citizens while we wait CareFlight, our ground ambulance services, to come transport the patient. So this is where the officer's seat is. We call it the officer's seat. So this is where the lieutenant or the captain for the shift, he or she will sit here and be able to look at our computer, which will tell us all the call notes of where we're going for the emergency, our mapping system, and that's how we can go forward and understand what we're going to and have a clue about what we're about to get into as far as the 911 call. On this engine, this is where we keep all of our life safety rope equipment. So one of the beneficial parts of being at the Crandall Fire Department as a part-time agency is that we have multiple different firefighters that are trained in advanced level skills that aren't necessarily provided by any fire department, that a lot of our members went out and got on their own. So all this life-saving equipment is able to do anything we need as far as rope rescue with anybody stuck in low areas or in higher up areas that need rescue. This is the back seat. This is where all the firefighters sit at as we're going to the call. If you notice, you'll see that every seat has an air pack in it. So we call them air packs. Their technical name is called a SCBA, a self-contained breathing apparatus. This allows us to breathe inside of the fire, the smoke, the fire, any kind of environment that's gonna have toxic chemicals that can harm us or even unfortunately kill us. So we wear these packs on every time we're gonna go into an IDLH environment, which is immediately dangerous to life and health. Each seat has these except for the driver's seat. Right here is where we keep all of our hose, our fire hose as you can call it. They're strategically laid out to where we can pull the fire hose off either side of the truck and where we position for the house fire, car fire, whatever is on fire, this hose will help put the fire out. This is where we connect our large hose. This yellow hose will connect right here, and this will go onto the fire hydrant. And this is how we're able to get water for the duration of whatever incident that we happen to be on, whether it be in training or on an actual structure fire. Here's more miscellaneous equipment. We have what's called a K-12. This helps us cut through heavy, thick gauge metal. If we're needing to open up a building, if we're needing to open up a roof to get all the smoke and heat out, we're able to use a lot of these tools on top of the building for ourselves. We have a generator with a light. We have a fan here. This is a gas-powered fan. This is really powerful on removing smoke and any kind of toxins out of the house in question. So in Crandall, we have 5 firefighters around the clock, and a lot of our equipment is loaded to the brim because of our mutual aid response. They've got about a 10-minute response time to anywhere they're going to come help us out. We use them automatically, which is the Seagoville Fire Department. With that being said, we have to often have much of our equipment readily available when we check on scene first, since we're the only ones going to be there for a while. So all these are the air bottles that we use in our SCBA and our air packs for us to continuously breathe through the fire. So we carry multiple bottles of them. So we have this whole side is dedicated to it. So here we have another good hodge mix of miscellaneous tools and equipment. We have flathead axe. This is what we call a pick head axe. We have a pry bar here, and this can help us open up anything that's really heavy or really strong. We can use our leverage and use that as a fulcrum. And we have what's called a Halligan bar. The Halligan bar right here And the flathead axe here are what we call the irons. They're also known as the keys to the city, because with these two tools, we can basically get through any door that we may need to open up for life safety threats and life safety incidents. So this is what the public mainly knows these tools as the jaws of life. The jaws of life, what we call them hydraulic extrication tools, this is used on any kind of motor vehicle accident where the passengers and the victims and patients may be stuck or trapped inside the vehicle. So with these equipment, it's able to spread thousands and thousands of pounds of crunched and damaged metal to open up that vehicle to allow the firefighters and the EMS personnel to get into that patient and remove them from their car. So these are the jaws of life. This is our older engine that's in service currently today. So these are a little bit older tools. We have newer ones now that the fire service is going to that are all battery operated, and they're extremely powerful. But these tools are all used together. This is what we call the spreaders, and the spreaders will literally just spread any metal apart. And we have the cutters, which are right here, and they will be able to cut anything that we encounter. You have a chainsaw here. So the chainsaw, again, as we talked about the K-12, when we go to the roof to go cut a hole in the roof to remove a lot of the smoke and the heat on top of the fire, this helps out tremendously. So here, this is where all of our ground ladders are at. So in the Crandall Fire Department, we run ground ladders at 24 foot. We have a 24-foot ladder here, which is what we call an extension ladder. This helps us get onto the top of the roof or go to the window if we need to remove a victim or get a firefighter out of the building if the environment that's being the fire changes really drastically. This gives us access to the top of the roof also, so we can get on the roof and we can cut a hole in the roof to get all the smoke and heat out of it. So we have a 24 foot. We also have a 14-foot ladder as well. So we can use these ladders interchangeably. So if you ever see these ladders going up, that means we're going to go up to an elevated surface. Up here we have different assortment of what we call long tools. They're otherwise referred to us as hooks. So these hooks are able to open up the roof from the top, and if we need to punch through all the sheetrock and any of the ceiling to open it up to find any hidden fire that may be running in the attic space or any area like that. So right in here, this is a 200-foot, basically what we call a red line. Obviously, it's red, so it's one of the best lines ever. We love this because it's on a reel, and we can just press a button right here and it will roll up. But this is an excellent line for using for small fires, miscellaneous fires, trash fires, little rubbish fires, and this is very quick and effective for us to put fires out like this. So within here, we have these struts. These are called vehicle stabilization struts. So this happens if a car rolls over on its roof, if a car rolls over on its side. Those cars are very, very unstable at this point. So what we like to do is put these struts up, and these struts will help stabilize the vehicle. Up here we have a fire hydrant bag. So this has all gadgets and gizmos for us to be able to connect to the fire hydrant to get water out. If it's a weird hydrant, or if we need multiple fire hoses coming off the fire hydrant to receive as much water as possible, we'll use this bag to our ability. So here again, each engine and each apparatus that we carry, the brush trucks included, they all carry coolers. These coolers help keep us hydrated and keep us safe on the fire ground. We also have up here, this is our airbags. These airbags are big, heavy duty. They're made of Kevlar, and they're used on car wrecks where people are trapped inside. Oftentimes we'll get passenger vehicles that run up underneath an 18-wheeler, or an 18-wheeler may flip and lay on top of a passenger vehicle or a car. We use airbags like this to help lift things and move things up in the air. And we only use our air bottles that I showed y'all earlier, and this is what actually charges this entire system. So it's a really neat and slick idea that we carry and the American Fire Service uses, and it helps us get to the patient quicker and stabilize incidents faster. So all within here, these are our blocks. So we use what's called cribbing. This also aids in stabilization of the vehicle. A lot of times, some cars may end up nose down on their roof, and this helps stabilize it, make sure the car doesn't really go anywhere. We have bags and bags, an assortment of different kind of chains that we will use to attach to the vehicle if the vehicle is unstable. And we have a plethora in this bag here full of ratchet straps, different types of hooks, and different types of mechanics that we've learned from the wrecking company that actually helps us a lot better. Here's the engineer's compartment. So we call our drivers either engineers or drivers. They're the same terminology, interchangeable. But within here, there's a bunch of hose, nozzles. There's different extra pieces of equipment that we carry just in case the driver may need to come up with an idea to extend our hose line. If we go into a big environment where we need more fire hose, we have different connections. We call these different couplings, and they're all interchangeable. And this just allows us to open up the fire hydrant right here. So the driver compartment has all of these tools readily available. He or she also has his own SCBA air pack as well. And this is where all the magic happens. As far as the fire department right here, as far as the driver, this is with the levers that he or she will pull. And when these levers are pulled, they'll be able to fight the fire or charge our fire hose full of water, which will give us water to go fight the fire. So this is where all the magic happens right here. The fire hose from the fire hydrant comes in right here, and we're able to get water from the whole system. When we call this area the pump, this is what the pump is. And this is just the other side of the fire truck. And that's it.